Safe Morrison, and this is This Week in Car Audio. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio. Tune in. What we talking about bass, I'm talking about chips, talking about rings, you ain't got them, zip your lip. You got a problem you haven't found, check your grounds. The show about to start. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio. Yeah. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio.
Welcome to This Week in Car Audio with the host, the judge, Doug Stockton, co-hosted by Mr. Texas, bringing the heat wave, right? Mr. Jeffrey Fernandez. What's up, Jeffrey?
I'm not sure about a heat wave in November, but
hey, compared to where Tyler's at, I guarantee it's a heat wave.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, guarantee it's minus
like,
2.
It's like the sun.
Yeah.
So yeah, he says -2. So in real temperature, that's like 31, right?
Is it?
Yeah, it's close to that. So we're not too far off. We were only 56 today here in sunny California. So, we were down to 34 overnight. So it was a little cold. So anything new to share with us this week, Jeffrey?
Maybe I might save it to the end.
Okay. All right. There we go. I'm posting on all the things.
Just another Monday.
Another Monday?
Yeah. It wasn't didn't do too much during the weekend, so just kind of hung out.
Well, it is Veterans Day. I want to thank all our veterans out here for our people that are international, whatever, that watch this podcast. We have National Veterans Day, which we celebrate the Memorial Days when we celebrate those who gave all. And Veterans Day is when we just celebrate all people that are part of the military. So if that
thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you for your service. That's our typical what we say to people that are service people out here in the United States. Served in a military branch. We have the new Space Force, right? So that's one of the services branches of service.
It's not NASA, right? It's just
no Space Force. Yeah. Trump instituted it. Oh, you haven't?
Oh, is it new?
So in 2018, I think 2018, 2019, is when Trump enacted it. So, here we go. Now we're starting to get some. Tiffany says, "Good evening. On to another great Monday night, everybody."
Yes.
So there we go. So we got our Barbados people. Speaking of international people watching the podcast, there we go. Let me pull up the last part of it. All right, there we go. Now I'm all ready to go. I am all set up. We're good to go. All right. Anyway, did you have Monday off, Jeff, or were you a work or two?
I was working.
Okay.
I was working.
Yeah, some of our trades had the day off. Some of our trades were working, Steve Willis with the What's Up. Good afternoon, Steve. But yeah, I know. Yeah, sometimes a lot of the trades have Veterans Day off as part of the union contracts, right?
I think the post office was closed.
Oh yeah, all federal places are closed.
Federal, right?
Yep, anything federal, which is cool. I want to say thank you to our sponsors once again. Badass Sounds by Steve, along with eBox, install and design and install, and then Stolman Transportation LLC. That's going to be the last week for Stolman, unless he ups on his thing. So, Stolman Transportation LLC. This will be his last week on there as a podcast as a sponsor. Tiffany Paris says, "We call it Remembrance Day, recognizing today, but we had ceremonial events yesterday." But I think your Remembrance Day is similar to our Memorial Day, though.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Jose Sr. popping in with the test. Spencer Stanlin, Remembrance Day in Canada. So,
okay.
So, speaking of Canada, our guest tonight, Mr. Tyler Archer, all the way from Canada himself. He was our Extreme No Limit World Champion this year. Jose saying no sound and frozen screen. Let's see. I'm seeing it working just fine on my end. I think that's Jose's.
Working on my end.
Yeah, Jose,
I'm
that's
watching
you.
it too. I was watching it too.
Yeah, Jose, that's you. Sorry.
He must have that Rogers cable.
Yeah.
What was Roger having? Oh, the Rogers cable. Yeah.
The Rogers service, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Speaking of that, have you seen like the Roger Horton things on YouTube?
I don't know. What is that?
It's absolutely hilarious. It's
Roger Horton.
Yeah. It's if like car insurance was honest, and then here Roger Horton's blah 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 blah, you know. So, and they just say how car insurance rips you off here and there and tells you all that. Steve Willis says he's working. Tristan says his is working fine. Steve Willis says Rogers. I think he was thinking the same thing I was when we first heard it. Was he meant Roger Bridges. So, anyway, Tyler, all the way from Canada. Yes. If you guys are part of the chat, you definitely have seen him in the chat more than once. Tyler likes to pop in and put his 2 cents in. but
Canadian. 2 cents Canadian.
Yeah, 2 cents Canadian. So 2 pence or whatever.
2 pence.
No.
The measurements are a little different, and the math is a little different.
Yeah. What's the Canadian penny? Is it just a penny too?
There's no more pennies out here no more. They got rid of that.
Oh, so he doesn't even have 2 cents to give anymore.
Oh, man. No.
Inflation.
Yeah. They were making, honestly, it was cheaper to like drill a hole in a penny and use that as a washer than to buy a washer.
Yeah.
So, FYI. Probably a better conductor, too.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Who knows?
Were they copper pennies like ours used to be?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, our pennies aren't that much copper nowadays because, as you said, it was way too expensive.
They probably weren't either. They probably weren't. Yeah, they probably copper. Yeah. Like some of that wire out there, but we won't mention that.
Like some other wires out there?
Yeah.
All right.
Some of that stuff out there.
Joel Yabamit popping in. What's up, Joel? Yeah, Steve Willis goes, yeah, washer's like 5 cents.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? And you just drill a hole in that thing and bam, you're good.
Yep. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your build there, Mr. Tyler, and what you won, why you're on the show.
This thing is rejuvenated everyone. If you've been around, you know who built this thing. And I just kind of wanted to bring it back to life and bring it back to kind of its glory days. It's nice to see them come back to life instead of just rotting away, kind of a thing. So
yeah,
my main goal was to bring it back and get it initially playing. It was a short amount of time, didn't have much time at all. We got it in like whatever it was, late May, early June. So, and we had it in the lanes 3 weeks later in July.
And being up in Ray's area, you had like 7 shows a week.
I wish I'm a little farther away. So what we did is we did the 7 shows in Saskatchewan, and then we did a 3X out here. So I didn't have to go out his way till finals. I'm 7 hours from Ray, so 6 hours.
Wow. That's a little jaunt. Joel Yabamit.
This thing, yeah.
Oh yeah. Joel Yabamit pops in, said he's ready for the DB Drag event next weekend in the Philippines. And Steve Willis asked, so who built it?
Mike and Mark, the twins from Canada.
Oh, is that the Trooper?
Yeah.
Oh, I know that
Used
vehicle.
to be green?
Yes.
No. Yeah, it used to be green. That's right.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes, now it's purple.
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, so the first time I saw that truck, those doors weren't that thick. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
What?
it's been through some changes. The doors needed some love. There was some losses, but we've got them back. It just we need to figure out that reflective rule. That's a whole other subject.
Okay.
So we'll wait till the new rules come out and
All
see
right.
how that.
Warren Jackman says, shout out to the 306 baseheads. Is that your
Yeah,
little
I know
group
those
out
guys.
there?
Yeah, I know those guys. Those guys are all right.
You might have heard of them before, huh?
Yeah, I've hung out with those guys a few times in this garage. There's a couple of dance videos going around the internet.
Hey, yeah. So if you see the twins, I know Ray's hit him up. Don Hebeeks hit him up. I would
Yeah.
love to have the twins on here.
You know, they hate social media and they hate this
I know.
whole thing. I do have them like on speed dial because of obviously this
Right.
thing. So
Mhm.
they're the madman behind it. I really don't. They had more renditions of this thing, so I told them I'm more than willing to build it if they just share the information. So I do have them on speed dial, and yeah, I'll mention it to them, but you never know.
I know they're gonna say no, but but you know what? You know those guys
We can
are
try.
awesome. I know,
we can try.
dude. They have
Can
so
we-
many stories, right?
Oh, there's so many stories. I've got there's stories of when I go hang out with them in a lounge, I'm just like a sponge. I just try to steal all that information that's in their little brain, the huge brains of theirs.
How about we get one? Do we need to get both? Maybe we can just get one.
Yeah.
I've never
One.
seen it just one.
Yeah, me neither. But
No.
that
No,
would
they
be
come out
like-
at they come out at
breakthrough.
finals and they come hang out with everyone and give everyone pointers and hang out every year,
Mhm.
like every year. And that's pretty much when we see the twins.
Joel says it looks like you're trying to set that up for Pankadao.
There is. He knows.
Oh,
I
on the
can't
side-
roll in the
yeah,
lanes.
yeah,
I can't
that's
roll in
right.
the lanes like that. But yeah, I definitely want to try that out. That is something that interests me, and that's the thing. Like I wanted to. When Mike and Mark had this, they just did extreme, and I'm gonna do top dog with it, base race, and I want to try it. I can't say the words, so someone say it.
Pankadao.
Peg it out.
There you go. I mess that up every time so bad I can't say it. So
Yeah. Steve Willis says, I know that one with high phonics amps on the rear door.
That-
So
Has
I
that
don't
had
remember.
Iconics? Yeah,
To be
I don't
honest,
think
I
so.
don't remember what the brothers had.
I remember DD and then Sound Digital is my only memories. of-
Okay, I don't remember him having Sound Digital, so it might
Yeah.
have been DD the last time I saw it. Last time I saw that truck, it was in Oklahoma.
Sorry, Stetson too. Yeah, you would have seen it with the Stetson
Stetson.
7Ks.
Yep, I would have
And
saw
that
him with
rack.
Stetsons.
The
Yep.
rack that slid out, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But I think they had the Power Master batteries in the.
Yeah, there was
on there.
50 Power Masters batteries in that little tray underneath. Yeah.
Yep.
They long gone. They're replaced by lithium
Yeah.
right here. And that lithium
Like,
is 37
probably-
pounds.
That's like 1/10 of what it was with the batteries. Now
Yeah.
it's just replaced
Yeah.
by lithium.
It's crazy what technology has came to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
insane. Let's see. Oh, you know what? And so the Twins came to Laughlin, which is just south of Vegas, for the World Finals out there, and they told they were really one of the guys that kind of helped out Team Basic and said, "Hey, don't start your vehicle, charge up your batteries, and then roll your vehicle into the lanes, and that way your batteries will still have a charge when you go to burp." And they're like,
Yeah.
damn, and it gave them like 3 or 4 tenths.
It's crazy because they jump in here and they're like, Mark jumped in there right away and he's like, it doesn't sound the same. He's like, you got the wrong paint in here. I'm like, I didn't paint it, man. Don't shoot the messenger.
The wrong paint.
Yeah, and then he's
Instead of
telling me
Rhino
that.
liner.
Oh yeah, and then he comes. No, there was house. There's whatever. Anyways, he comes to the back and sees some wiring, and he's seen a ground wire where it shouldn't be. And he's like, no, you'll save on woofers if you don't. I was like, what? There's tons of things that I just was not well aware of. That yeah.
Those guys have so much SPL knowledge rolling around in their heads. So I'm sure they're just as successful at the drag race or the car racing scene too. You know?
Oh, is that what they're into now?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a couple 6 second, 7, 8 second cars. Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Tyler, do they have any shows in Montreal area? Asking from Trinidad.
Yeah, they actually do, and that'd be Jay Jones and those guys out in that area. A couple guys, Sherwin. All the guys from Ontario actually came to finals this year, which was really nice. They actually had just as many guys from Ontario came as everyone like from Alberta and Saskatchewan. So there was 24 Ontario guys. Not all competitors, but
right.
You know, everyone came from Ontario, 24 people, which was nuts for finals. And, you know, that's like an 18-hour hike for them. So it was nice to meet all those guys out there, but those would be the guys to talk to, Car Audio Direct and System on Smash. They're out in that area out there. So I'm in Saskatchewan, so I'm kind of in the middle. I'm gonna go out that way this year to pay. You know, they came out here, so I'm gonna go fly out there. I'm not gonna fly. I'm gonna drive. We're not gonna mention any names. Ozzy flew and everyone else drove. But everyone else drove, so that's crazy. Ozzy flew, but he had a wedding to go to, so we'll let him slide on that.
Okay. Rye Ram says good evening.
Hey, I know that guy. He was one of the guys from Ontario. I know that guy.
Steve Willis says maybe a different trooper, but I remember those surfboards in the rear.
I think I know which one. I think it might have been some guys from the East Coast.
Could have been. Manny, looks like Facebook size froze up. Nope, Facebook's working fine for me. Oh, wait. Nope, Facebook's working great. Les Kostuch, I guess. We all do that, even street class. Let's see. Jaime Prince, I think, or Jamie Prince.
Jamie Prince, that's Mr. Cardio Direct. That's Jay's partner.
Joel needs some help with his geography. Where are you located at?
I'll be on the west.
You're on the west.
Warren's got me in the comments. He's already on it.
All right, West Coast, Warren says. Les has said he was the only one that went down to Kentucky.
Which is crazy. I would have loved to meet Les, but, you know, I'm going to have to go that way to meet Les, so whatever. That's what it is.
Manny says he was at SEMA, Jeffrey, and he didn't see you there. Or Roger.
Oh, Roger was out there this year. I think I'm going to kind of retire from the convention the convention scene now for a while. I think I probably took off like years of my life, hanging out at the conventions in Vegas. So I think I'm just going to kind of, slowly retire, just quietly retire. That's why you didn't see me.
All right. SQ Sounds, Tristan says, Tyler, are those Teraamps high voltage amplifiers you're running? Look like 15Ks.
No, yeah, they're just the HD 15Ks. They're 1.0 versions that I'm wired down to the dirt so that we can get some dirty power out of it.
Joel says he needs to get a hold of somebody in Eastern Canada since he's already planning a trip up there. So,
well, yeah, there's lots that point you in the right direction. Ontario Based Society. If you go on there, there's got to be someone in there. That's all East Coast guys.
Okay.
You join that group, and then you'll find someone real quick.
Warren Jackman says, I'm the one that makes sure Tyler has the right shoes on for the show. So what's that about?
Well, sometimes you just have your work shoes and your work clothes when you're loading this thing, and then you switch it out. I don't. This thing's greasy to unload and load. Every extreme guy kind of knows that. It's winch on, winch off, and I don't. I'm a really poor guy, so I really don't have that power winch. So we do it by this, me and my son. So
what?
The Tyler
winch that you crank?
Yeah, it's not a crank. No, it's a 3-ton, but you can.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
you just kind of. It's a come along, but like a heavy duty one.
Oh, okay.
It's just
All right.
What's that?
So Les Kostich wants to know. So tell us about the vehicle. So we know it's the Trooper. How many subs? How many amps? Whatever you want. Tell us about the build part.
Okay, so this season we got it, and I used to have the Cyclone whatever wagon, and we took the subs out of that and threw it in here. Obviously not right subs. Just wanted to throw up a score. One sub, threw it in there. I think 77.6. So not bad score for totally wrong subs. Talked to Jay over at Car Audio Direct, and Jay's like, "All right, I've got some subs here for you. I'm going to ship them to you right now." So he shipped me down to Sundown 18 UV2s.
Okay.
Stock 2-ohm version. So we've got 2-ohm on each amp. We're not even loaded down really, right? Rise 0.35. I think the most we've seen out of each amp is roughly 11,000. So like 22,000 watts per sub.
Okay.
So
those are insane numbers for when those guys built that thing originally.
yeah, they did a 181.1. So basically,
yeah.
Jackie. So if you go through the list of owners, the first owner that got it, he didn't do anything with it. Second owner with it, Jackie did a 76.8. So we essentially wanted to beat that score first. That was the first goal. Second goal was to beat the next owner who did a 78.9. Then we got the U's. We did a 79.5.
There you go.
So we brought it home, made some tests. We're right where we wanted to be, and brought it to finals. And then Ray hit us with reflective rules. So,
all right.
Yeah, we just picked a volume, and yeah.
Okay.
As long as we figured, as long as we got this at finals, it was good enough, and that's allowed a certified score at finals. I figured that was good enough. Save it for this year.
What was your final score?
This year, we did the world record 79.5. So at finals, I think I did a 77.8 or 78.
Okay.
Whatever, 78 or something.
There you go. That's pretty legit score.
Not what we wanted to do, but
no.
DB drag happens, right? So it's fun times. You just roll with the punches, and you have to learn how to make those adjustments. Either you learn how to make the adjustments, or you pouty and you quit. And I'm no quitter.
There you go.
So
it's a good attitude.
That is. So have you thought about coming down for Autorama, or have you come down to an Autorama show in the past?
Thing about Canadians is they make stupid mistakes, and those border things, they don't like you.
Oh, they don't. If you make a mistake, they do not like you crossing it.
No. If you make those mistakes when you're real young, they're just like, no, you did a bad thing when you were young, and you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So coming down, I heard coming up, they do that. That's really bad.
I don't know, maybe.
It's
so
both ways.
You got to go back up anyway. So.
I just never really have chanced it. I've heard you could probably go, but I just really have never dabbled into it too much. I like supporting Ray, and I like supporting Canada because it's a really small. Like right now, it's growing. I went through the dead time. There was a really dead time in Canada, but now it seems to be picking up again, which is fucking great. So, yeah.
Joel says he's crossed the border many times.
But I'm sure he's got different circumstances.
Yes.
Everyone has different circumstances. It happens, right?
Yeah.
So is it just it's not just Ray that's doing the shows in Canada. I think there was
no. So that's the thing. 306 Basehead is a group that I founded 10 years ago, and over the years I've tried to put shows on, and it's been rough for me. Long story short, Warren, my partner, took the fucking reins this year, and he went to fucking town. And I will say that, yeah, he put 7 shows on this year.
Okay.
So, and Ray came down and did a 3X with him, and yeah, it was a great year, and they're carrying that on next year. So, they put on shows, and then Car Audio Direct out in Ontario, they had a bunch of DB drags this year. They brought back an old judge to try to, get it back and teach the 2 new guys how to do it. And then he pulled back, and now they've got 2 good judges out there, and they'll be having shows out east because they didn't have shows out east through that dead period as well. The West is the only guys that had shows with Ray. So now you've got both ends of Canada, and in reality, their shows are actually bigger than ours right away. Like I believe they had 90 or to 100 competitors at one event this year.
Jamie Prince said we had over 85 competitors our
Yeah,
last
see
show.
that's what, so you can't even run, like they couldn't even run base race top dog. They barely got through the DB drag format, right?
Okay.
So
you think that it was attributed to not having a bunch of shows for a while, and then
it very well
being
could,
able to-
because Ray is
yeah.
so efficient, and so if Ray came down there, he's probably could give them some pointers that would speed up things, definitely. But you never know with that many competitors. It is pretty time consuming, especially if you're calling for guys and they're fooling around doing demos or whatever have you, right? So it could be attributed to definitely not having shows of yours. But long story short, they have the numbers.
That's awesome.
They definitely have the numbers.
Oh yeah.
So.
I think this is an example of, not moping around and saying, "Hey, we don't have shows here." It just takes somebody to, say, "Hey, I'm gonna do shows here. I got a term lab. Let's get something going." And then Ray came over and was helping him out. I mean, which we've all offered.
Ray is the biggest part of this whole operation. Ray helps everyone, whether it be us. Ray helps us majorly out here, but he also helps the guys out east too. He gives trophies out to help you, put the events on. He'll come out. He'll give you pointers.
Yeah.
He does so much. It's like behind the scenes stuff that he's got a laser printer. Like he sends Christmas gifts to you. Like the list goes on with Ray. He's such a good guy. It's you can't speak enough good about him.
Yep. I mean,
even though he gets me mad sometimes.
Well, so that's the thing, right? Is people don't understand. I believe Jeffrey didn't even understand all the behind the scenes stuff that happens, and Jeffrey hosting his first World Finals this year, as the main judge. There's so much that happens that people don't know or don't see. Jeffrey.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it's just there's so much stuff going on. People don't understand, but there's guys like Ray, myself, Jeffrey, that if you guys want to start something up in an area and nobody's there, we will go out of our way to help you and try and streamline some of your stuff, give you ideas on how to set things up, try and make you as efficient as you can to have as much fun as you can, because that's what makes people come back, right? Is if they have fun.
Yeah, first it's term lab, location, and then you're off to the races.
Yep.
Really. Term lab and location. And that was the toughest part for me in my area, was location. These businesses were like, car audio, what? What am I going to get out of it? And I'm just like, I just need your parking lot. So they really just didn't see a benefit of it, right? So then I think Warren kind of looked at a different spectrum, right? Hit smoke shops and other smoke tattoo places, and they're like, yeah, cool. Let's car audio. Let's check it out. Hair tricks. What are those?
Yep. Fast food joints. Like down here we have A&W, so like drive and park fast food places. They love stuff like that because essentially you're just bringing customer base to them that they never see, right?
Yeah, and I send my whitey, like I have a white person to go do my stuff. Like people are really, I don't talk correct. I talk like Ricky. I got to swear every 3 seconds. So yeah, you got to send a professional person in there with a professional letterhead and all that good stuff, right? And then it seems to be. Yeah, good job, Warren.
Teamwork.
Steve Willis wants to know, how did your finals go, Jeffrey?
It went pretty good. It was kind of cool to see that specific area, kind of grow in DB drag, where they got their own finals, and it's just kind of like sky's the limit. That location could have easily had housed the entire finals, and maybe it might come to that. I don't know, but just to be a part of that, be a start of that was cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, like I said, and that's just from somebody who started fresh. I mean, there was no shows in that area, and you grew it into
drags,
that.
yeah.
DB drag wise.
And so that's the same thing for Ontario. You know, they're really pushing for a location next year for if they've got the numbers. I can't see on why they shouldn't have their own location, but that's
a realistic thing, right?
Right. If they have the numbers and they have a Forex judge come that way, why? I figure the more the merrier to competitors nowadays, because we need more competitors regardless. And it seems to be the Top Dog system ran flawless this year.
Yeah.
So that was the major concern for me, was Top Dog and base race. Drag, it always seems to rock smooth, and there's usually no problems.
Mm-hmm.
Minus reflective surfaces. But Top Dog and base race was, and a worry for me, and it ran smooth. It was crazy.
Warren says, I'm white when I need to be.
Definitely. Definitely.
All right. So, okay. So what actually got you into the stereo scene? So was it an uncle, a brother, sister? What was it? What was the moment that got you involved in car audio?
The first thing was like when I was young, my mom would always play music, but like she had all these like old stereos. So I started like bridging all the speakers together when I was young. And then I met this friend of the family, and I jumped in his Dodge truck, and his seats were vibrating behind me like crazy. I never knew what was that. And I asked him, he flipped down a seat. He had two 12-inch subs in a sealed box right behind the seat. And that was it right there. I said, when I grow up, I'm going to have a $500 car and a $10,000 stereo. Look at me now, Mom.
Look at me.
When was that? How old?
I'd say, definitely like around 10 or 12, like super young. Like definitely super young. My love for audio started very young.
Nick Semino piping in. Tyler D.D. Queen. Love you, buddy.
That goes back like 15 years to Canadian Car Audio Direct. We had some good times. There was a section in that, like how old we are. We used to go on the internet. We used to type things. And we used to argue in that org. And there was a section called Beef, and it was great. It was East versus West all the time in Canada. Crazy.
No, that's awesome. I mean, it's cool that was just like some guy at school or some guy brother. How was that guy in your life that had that truck?
Oh, that dude, yeah, he was like a friend of the family or something.
Oh, that was it.
I went for a ride with him, and he were just driving me somewhere, hockey or something like that. And it was like a friend of the family, and that was it. I was like, I'm gonna have a stereo whenever.
You mean a Canadian guy was going to play hockey or watch hockey or be part of hockey? That's weird.
And then like I moved out to Saskatchewan, and Audio Express was here, and I met Don when he had hair. It was crazy. That was it. He had a Dodge Shadow with like this weird band. It was a crazy enclosure,
but it worked. I bet.
Don's a madman. Don is a madman.
Yeah.
That's another guy that you just got to hang out with. Like you get Clayman Play, and you get Twins, and you get Don, all in the same place. Couple beers in them. It's a good time.
We're trying to get Don back on here. He wants to tell us how everybody's building their boxes wrong. So.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's another guy that's obviously always in a standby. Like always, I'm always in contact with him.
Yeah.
He was one of the ones that pushed me. He's like, you got to get some down use. He's like, well, what do you mean? He's like, they're cheap, they're affordable, and you can get them now. I was like, okay.
That's the important part, right?
He was not wrong. They did us well. I'd say I easily well over 100 burps into these subs, and they're still live.
That's important. When I was lurking on an extreme car, we were reconing subs quite often. So
I think that's gonna come next year when we double up on the powers. But for now, I think we were right on that line where we were just perfects.
I'm looking there. I'm not seeing where double the power's going.
Yeah, you can. Remember that rack? Like we've got the lithium sitting down here. We can just drop the lithium and then stack more amps there.
Okay.
Like I have the amps high. They never had them that high. They used to have them low. So they used to double. They cut the doors so you could double stack them.
Oh, deep.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so you just put them lower and then double stack them, and then they sit behind the doors. That's how they had them. So
okay. Well, aren't those
and they're
15...
similar? They're similar footprint to what they had. Like the SD12Ks is what they used to run in here.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
But I didn't think they were as thick, though, right?
Yeah. No. They're. Well, yeah, you're right. They could be a little thinner, those SDs, but who knows? Right. Something to try, right? But I think Jay is really wanting me to get rid of these. He really wants a different amps in here, and Jay is one of the main sponsors behind this vehicle for me. He really helps me out big time with the Titans and the U's. So he kind of wanted me to get these out of here before finals, but we didn't want to change anything before finals either. So,
well, that's not the attitude you need to have.
Come on. Change things before. I've heard people come on here and be like, "Man, I changed it 2 days before finals."
That's right.
No, I have enough problems. Everyone knows that Archer has enough problems getting ready 3 weeks ahead of time and still having problems the day of. I've had some cursed episodes right at finals, so we won't. Yeah, we were not. Yeah, we were not doing that again. I was like, no, we're not doing that again.
Les says drop some Neopole caps on those U's.
Yeah, we're changing some.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got it. Those are going to be backups.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to throw some Neo caps on it and some carbon cones and carbon dust caps because they're stock right now and they're 2 ohms, right? So whatever, get some 0.7s with rides, it should be fine, right? So get some more dirty power out of these things and see what they can do. I still want to see what they do, the use, but the compact 3s are really calling my name.
Corey Van Wyk popping in says, "Hey Archer."
I know that guy. He's finishing a pretty nice. He's 218s, pretty nice little build.
Okay.
Little 1-2 build, pretty nice little. Yeah. He's trying the new car amps. I haven't tried them yet.
Okay. So, what's your ultimate goal for this build? Are you looking for 185? What kind of number are you looking for?
I basically for next season, I want to certify a better score than what this thing's ever done. So anything over a 181.
Okay.
So anything over 181, and I've achieved my goal because that's for me. I set personal goals that I try to achieve. If I don't achieve it, then try again next year.
Steve Willis says, sorry, Tyler, but hockey is on. Gotta go. Go Avalanche.
Damn it. And he would be an Avs fan, too. That's so hard.
Why? Is it like Stanley Cup time or something?
So bad. They made the Oilers look so bad. I was just like, man, yeah.
Are we in Stanley Cup time right now or something?
No, we're not there yet.
Okay.
No.
I like to say, I don't have time to watch sports, so I don't even know when. I know the Super Bowl's in February because I go bowl a big tournament then.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I got a joke. You know those like our big ass trophies we get all the time, right?
Oh yeah.
And you do bowling, and we actually made that joke one time. We're coming to a hotel, and the people are like, "Where'd you guys win those trophies?" And we're like, "We won them bowling."
Yeah.
Our dad goes on leaving the hotel room, so we won them bowling. They just kind of chuckled. I think they believed us, though. Pretty sure they believed us.
Oh yeah, Steve says not yet, Doug. So. I do know. Isn't that like the same time as like basketball finals or something like that? Isn't like
usually
hockey real close to that?
They're pretty close.
Okay. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be seeing a World Series winner here next week or the week after. Mookie Betts. He comes in bowls.
Dodgers?
Yeah. So he comes in bowls professionally. So I'll be bowling against him in a couple of weeks. So I think it's whatever Thanksgiving is. So he comes up here by my house. We bowl a big tournament, and he's in that.
Is he as good at bowling as he is at baseball?
No.
He's very confident when he says that.
No.
He didn't even think about
it. But he is pretty good. He is
great.
pretty good. But bowling's a difficult sport, just like any other sport. He's focused on baseball for so long, so much of the year, that it's hard to, maintain a skill level as high as he wants to be at the bowling level while he's still good baseball, right? And baseball pays the bills, so he's got to make sure baseball's good. So, but yeah, he'll be up here Thanksgiving weekend, and like when you look at the list of bowlers and all this stuff, it won't even say Mookie Betts because they don't want people to, they don't want to like have a bunch of people show up just to watch him, right? So, or hang out and bug him, because when he's there, truly he doesn't want to be bugged. He's trying to focus on bowling, and bowling's a sport where literally the fans are, within feet of you, and interaction at the professional level is so much higher in that sport than just about any other sport. So your fan interaction, like golf, right, where you hit a ball and even in golf you're a little separated because you can walk down the middle of the fairway. But in bowling, the furthest you're going to be away from a fan is like 12 to 15 feet. So it's
interesting.
It's pretty it's pretty intimate, as they say, with a athlete and its spectators. Steve Willis says sorry is Canadian sorry or sorry.
Sorry is Canada.
Oh, he meant that's what it is. Sorry.
Solid. Yeah.
So that's sorry with a Canadian accent.
Yes.
But no, that's cool. So you haven't even had a chance to go down to like Surf City or anything, which is just over.
No, I watched all the lives from all the big shows I have for years. Obviously, it's just you can't get a. So I just, like I said, support Ray as much as I can and support the Canada side as best I can for DB Dragon. Try to get it to grow, and it's finally growing. So it's awesome to see it.
Mm-hmm.
See it growing in my area and in other areas.
Like if you guys, I'm sure Ray helps you guys a ton, but if you guys ever need any other help, you guys can always text me or Jeffrey, and we'll give you our opinions on something to kind of help you out. So.
Yeah, like look at the guy in chat there. You never know who actually wants to come out and have shows or where they are, and the more shows the better. Manitoba is untouched, and BC is untouched. I think BC had one show this year.
Okay.
British Columbia for. I kind of throw those abbreviations. Everyone's like, "What the hell is he talking about?" But in Manitoba, right? Those provinces. I think Warren threw one show out there, right? So those provinces we can get more shows out there would be,
Are there reasons why they don't have shows there? Is it like
I believe
cold
it's
winters?
It's a judging thing. So this year at finals, Ray, 3 people got certified. I believe they're all 2X judges now.
Oh, awesome.
So all those judges, people can contact those judges, right? And whatever, they can hire them all over Canada, and they can go and judge. One is Jean Vey, right? Jimbo.
Okay.
The other is Danny, and then it's Danny's wife. So bass girl, right?
Oh, I didn't realize they became judges. I'll have to...
Yeah, they're all certified 2X judges now. So
okay. They've been helping Ray for years,
Exactly, right? And it wasn't that's what people don't understand. It's not an overnight thing to become a judge. It takes time and dedication, and if you're willing to quit your competing aspect as well, right? There's no competing.
You can compete as a 2X judge, just not as a 3X judge.
There you go. So there's stuff that you either want to take those or you don't. So it's a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that they all do. It's not. I guess it's not just Ray, right? Danny does putting up the tent cords. She does all the printing, and Ray's. I never see Ray sit down. We were discussing that earlier. I never see. You guys ever see Ray sit down?
No, but we actually share that trait. I think,
right?
in order to be, as involved as us. I know Doug is super involved. I try to be like that. And I know for a fact that's how Ray is. we never sit down. And we never even
No.
eat. Let
No,
alone sit
that's
down.
another
We
thing.
don't
No,
have
he never
lunch.
eats. I've never seen him eat at a show, and
Yeah.
I've never seen him drink at a show ever.
Mm.
And I've been doing shows, like I said, with Ray since 2008. That's how long I've been doing shows
Wow.
with Ray, and I have never seen the man, eat or drink at an event or sit down.
Yep.
So he's
So,
got those little bare feet shoes. Those things are crazy.
oh yeah, his little rock climbing
That's
shoes.
a secret. That's a secret.
Yeah. So that's the same thing, So we have the shows out here, and everybody, hey Doug, hey man, here's because we barbecue at our shows, and I hear they do that in Canada too at quite a few
They
shows.
definitely,
Yeah. So they'll be barbecuing and all that, and they're like, hey Doug, here, eat this and these. So for me personally, and like I said, I'm not if Jeffrey eats whatever, but for me personally, if I were to eat, it would make me lethargic. And Jeffrey's heard me say, I'm sure you've heard me say, is my job is to maintain the flow of the show and entertain the people that are there, right? So if I become lethargic, then there's no way, I'm going to be able to maintain that level of enthusiasm with every run.
Oh, I know what you mean. The guys out here with the Texas barbecues.
Oh,
we
yeah?
had Fred Montana Jr. I mean, he had his own barbecue setup. He had these like really huge sandwiches, and it was like, I can't at the moment. I can't.
You
so
wanted
save it
to,
for later.
but you
I wanted to, but I know
Yeah.
it's one bite, and then it's just gonna be, I'm just gonna snooze the whole time.
That's the funny thing too. Like if I'm at work, I want like a fruit or something light.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't want to go out for a big cheeseburger and fries at lunch because all of a sudden I'm same thing. I don't want to work no more. So
That's awesome. So another question we like to ask people that join on to here is, when you're no longer part of this community and you're just not part of it anymore, what would be the one thing you would want people to remember you for in this community? What do you want to leave behind?
That's a good question. Well, I was going to say some sort of business or something, but that's it. I don't know. Success. I don't know. Success for my children. I really, I don't know. Cause I've given my children, they're doing pretty well. Wow. That's a damn good question. You got me stumped.
So,
What would I want to leave besides car audio?
yeah.
Huh.
So, I mean, it's
you know what? I do teach a lot of knowledge in my trade. Like
Good.
I do teach a lot of good knowledge through roofing. I do a lot of knowledgeable videos and help people learn proper ways and taking pride in your work, I guess.
Yeah.
Showing people, I show my son the same thing, kind of got him ready for trades, right? I took him to work with me 2 years and kind of showed him the bad jokes, the good jokes, and how construction workers are be, right?
Yeah.
So he's kind of got an idea, right? So he's taking millwright and structural engineering. So
is that Jamie Prince or Jaime Prince? Do you know?
I believe that was Jamie Prince.
Jamie?
I believe
All
Jamie,
right.
yeah.
Well, I live in California, so those
There ain't
Jamies
no
are Jaimes.
Jaimes
That's right.
No, Jaimes in Canada.
Oh, there's no Jaimes in Canada.
First time I met him was at finals this year. Very nice, very polite, very nice Ontario person. And yeah, that's Jay's right-hand man at caraudiodirect.com. This is the plug right there. See, caraudiodirect.com.
He
If you're in
says
Canada for your stuff.
he says you want to leave behind knowledge. Was his suggestion. I mean, as you were
That's
saying.
pretty much it. Yeah, I'm leaving behind knowledge, I guess. Yeah, like there's, I'll leave something. There'll always be videos of me doing my stupid job that I take pride in, right? I do like my job, and you don't want to ever do a job that you hate, and I definitely don't hate my job. So.
Yeah, me too.
I wish this was my job. I wish this paid, but it doesn't pay. I'll tell you that. My wife always says, "Oh, we should open a car audio shop." It's like, man, guys will come in and walk right out in it. No, there's no money in it, but it's fun to. There's money in car starters. I know that though.
Car starters? Oh, man, like remote start?
Remote starts in Canada.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Same in Reno. Big money in that.
Especially during the winter time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Big money.
Dude, the Christmas gift #1 at all stereo shops in Reno is remote
For
start.
sure. For sure, because it's
You
not
get that
honestly
heater
car
going.
stereo shops aren't what they like. When I was young, and there was magazines where I could shop for
Yep.
decks, like mobile electronics and car audio, and like when I went to the local shops, they all had different head units you could play with, and now you go there and they're just the head units aren't the same.
No.
I collect head units because I can't stand the new head units. I don't know about you guys, but I'm an old school. I got Dolphin Decks 900U.
Dude, I was just going to say
no
that.
way.
You remember when the 900s came out? The freaking Dolphin decks, right? And then all of a sudden the next year they came out and you could be blue or green instead of just green.
Yeah, so that's I'm with the old decks. I don't rock. I'll get a Bluetooth thing and plug it into the CD inline and rock Bluetooth on an old deck because new head units aren't my thing.
Ah, that's interesting.
I don't know. Jeffrey had a new head unit this year. He got one for Dana.
Those little small ones that have no back.
that's-
There's just a faceplate that just gets me. I'm like, that's not right.
That's what I said. I was like, well, it's like multimedia head unit. It's for like USBs and Bluetooth, and that's it. It's obviously not as long to house a CD. So it was a little kind of a culture shock to me, but wow, that's cool that you collect them. But
my son, I pass that down to my son now. He doesn't he doesn't want new CD players. He wants he'll go in the closet and he'll be like, okay, I'm gonna use this one this month. And switch his head unit out.
Yeah.
And that's how I was when I was young. I was always switching head units. I had Clarion. I went from Clarion. I went to use them all. For me, it was always Pioneer sounded the best.
All right. Jamie says only the organic Pioneers or Panasonics.
And they had
They did.
organics too? Oh,
They did. Those were really cool decks. Panasonic, you had to go to hunt to find a Panasonic. But the Pioneers with the dolphins on them, when that came out, dude, that was the shiznit. I mean,
like if you didn't have one of those and you just had your blue light up Panasonic, you weren't cool. You had to have a Pioneer. The 100U Panasonic wasn't cut it no more.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good. The F1 race car screen was the bomb. Oh yeah,
yes, that's a few years down the road. There's like astronaut, there's like race cars, there's like a sand buggy one. There's all sorts of different versions, but that's the part of the collection. You got everyone's like, well, my wife's like, well, this one looks just like this one, and these three all look the same. I'm like, yeah, but they all have different graphics. They look the same on the outside, but the inside they are different.
So what was your favorite show you've ever been to since you've been doing this since 2008?
I honestly miss the DB Dawn Board and Bridge shows. Those were fun back in the day with like Mike and Mark and the twins and everyone. It's fun now too. It's just all new faces, and I feel like the old guy now. Back then I was the kid. Now I'm the old weird dude with the extreme build. And that's another thing too. When I seen that, like you got to remember, I seen this thing at 15 years old, right? 16 years old, and then all of a sudden, 15 years later, I'm like owning a thing, and I'm like,
it's yours.
Yeah, I never would have thought back then that hey, you're gonna own this thing 15 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
If you would have told me that day, I would have never believed it.
Yeah,
ever.
So did you, old man Mike, Stacy's father-in-law and Danny's dad? Did you ever run across him? Yeah, McClellan.
No, I didn't get to meet him. I didn't get to meet him, unfortunately. Yeah. I heard you guys had some good times out there, Danny and his father.
We did. Him being new to the sport, we'll say, and running he was running all flea market stuff because the guy didn't have no money. He lived in his van, that kind of thing. He lived in a van down by the river, right? As Saturday Night Live thing goes.
Yeah.
But no, he's a great dude, and like I said, there was a lot of good stuff happening. Obviously you met Stacy and Danny.
Years. That's another. We go back exactly 10 years, 10, 12 years. We go back way.
Stacy's awesome. She just loves being alive. That's the only way to put it. If you guys ever met her in person or haven't, the thing about her is she just loves to be alive. She's always in a great mood, and You know.
And if you've got something tuned to 20 hertz, she's gonna come bug you for a hair trick.
True that.
Every time.
Yep.
Every time.
All right. Hey, looks like we're running up on our hour already. It's a lot quicker on this side, isn't it? For that hour.
Yeah. When you're going, yeah.
All
Definitely
right.
it is. Yeah, it flies.
So Jeffrey, why don't you hit him with our question?
Okay. All right, Tyler, this is a question that we ask all of our guests on our podcast here. Basically, we want to know, what is your definition of a basshead?
My definition is anyone that has a love for loud music. It doesn't matter if you've got a 10, an 8, a computer sub, a house sub, and you like bass, you go into the sitting and you just hit the bass section. Yeah, you're addicted. You're one because I was guilty when I was playing with my mom's amps when I was young. That treble, it went like this, and the bass went. If you're one of those kids, yeah, you're bass head.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice one.
All right. Hey, so any shout outs, sponsors you want to talk about, any of that stuff, people that have helped you through the times?
Yeah, it just goes back to 306 Bass Heads and Warren and how hosting these shows and always the support from my team. Those guys always help me out. This is not something, 5 minutes isn't much time to do this. And I'm telling you guys, I run through this shit in my garage with the guys, and it's everything. The first time we did this was like 10 minutes.
Oh.
And we shaved it down, right? Anyways, it's a group effort. So all those guys that helped me out with it, you guys know who you are if you're watching. Thank you. And my main sponsor is Jay over at Car Audio Direct. If you're in Canada and you need car audio products and you want them cheap, contact Jay. That's the guy. Or the Jamie Price in here too. He's pretty nice. He's pretty cool.
Who's it?
Jamie Price.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in here. He's in here. That's another guy you can contact if you need audio. So
Okay.
I honestly, my batteries, I tried to support local. I'm all about supporting local. Like grab speakers for my truck, little 6.5 and tweeters and things like that. But when it comes, I was gonna make a big purchase of lithium. The local stores couldn't even touch the prices that Jay over at Carter directed for me. So that's what I mean when it's just sometimes you win.
So they're what was the website again?
CarAudioDirect.ca. It's right there.
Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say you said com.
Canadian.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I thought it ends in CA. That's the extension. But okay.
Yeah, it's CA. Yeah, it's CarAudioDirect.com. And
Jamie put it in the
there
you go.
in the chat.
CarAudioDirect.ca.
Yep.
That's the link. See, I need my own barcode and all that stuff because I would have just put it in there. Jamie, get on the emails. I was already bugging Jay for a tent. We watched the other guy, or my teammate come in and he had a Car Audio Direct tent, and I just had my white tent.
All right,
So.
Jeffrey, what do you got anything you want to share before we get off here today?
I had a little bit of news.
Okay.
Kind of been sitting on for a while, just not really sure when to kind of put it out there. But I guess I have to, sooner or later. But I'm actually going to be moving back to Cali. I'm going to be like they say, going back to Cali. So just want to put it out there. Not really too much to read into. It's you guys will see me back in Cali. I guess that's all I really wanted to say.
Is your
So the shows are going to be out in Cali now? Is that's what I'm getting?
It's yes, a big possibility. It's going to be there. So
Boomington maybe booming more often. Right?
Yes, you'll see a bigger presence out there now. So
yeah. Is your wife doing the same thing as my wife? Got to be near the grandbabies?
Yes, that was probably the biggest. If being homesick wasn't enough, my wife and I just became grandparents for the first time. So, being this far away from, our grandchild, our granddaughter, just made it that much more harder. And she's real, into that type of thing. So, she actually she was a person who wanted to move out of California. She was kind of like, maybe I shouldn't say this. Maybe she's a little anti-California on
Uh-huh.
some policies and stuff like that. I wasn't. I was just kind of going with the flow. But so for her to want to come back to California was like, you know, big surprise to me. But it's something that it's you know, I'm doing really well here in Texas, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody had said, you're doing really good there. And it's like there's more things, in life than just, kind of uh being that in that position.
Mm-hmm.
There's family and, stuff like that. We've had a couple of trips out to SoCal and stuff like that. We've had family that came out here to visit us, and it was just like, oh man, okay, let's do it.
So yeah, so Jeff and I are switching parts of the country.
Yeah, isn't that's weird? We're just like,
Yeah.
okay.
So, but anyway, that's cool, Jeff. So you're gonna like hit the acting hard then?
I don't know. We'll see. I know it's a
Okay.
You're
lot
doing it
different now.
again?
Well, when I moved out here initially in Texas, it was like 2020. This was, pandemic on its high, and
You were doing stand-ins, weren't you too?
yeah, I was doing,
I did see.
stand-ins and little acting, background acting and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I did see some lives, and yeah.
that whole industry shut down in
Yeah.
2020. My wife's, where she was working, that industry shut down, and it kind of made the move to Texas, where my in-laws were, kind of that much more easier. But now it's, everything's kind of gone back to where it was, and good thing we're not wearing those masks anymore. So
uh,
I didn't even really wear them, and like I had to wear them in grocery stores, and I didn't know it was serious until I had to line up at the side of the grocery store. Okay,
yeah.
wow, yeah, that's how
that's
like
when I
going to
was like,
Costco was.
Yeah.
that's how I was like, this is real. Like what? What? They're like only 20 people allowed in the store at a time. What?
And
The
now you
fuck is
look
going
back on
on
it, and
here?
it's like, I can't believe, I
Like this
wore a
is
mask
happening?
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's how I was. I was like
Yeah.
totally in non-belief.
Yeah. So.
But then I went to town and went in here and built a pretty crazy cyclone thing. So yeah, I was stuck in
There
the
you go.
garage for 6 months welding and stabbing, so it was fun.
Yeah. That's awesome. So, all right, and for me, I just got bowling stuff coming up like crazy. Still doing that. Talked to Moses. He's gonna want me to do a handful of multi-point events next year, since we don't have a 2X judge up here, and I'm only gonna fly home every other weekend. So
Hmm.
I'm still gonna be doing this and that 3X shows over here in California. Um, Jose is going to be doing the 1X thing. Uh, I heard the 19th turned out pretty good. He turned out good for him. He did a good job out there. So I mean, that's how we're going to go. That's just what we look forward to. That's how we're looking forward. Jeffrey said that our podcast on YouTube got a lot of views last week, or a lot more, or double, or whatever. So that's awesome.
Triple.
Triple. So if that's what we're doing, hey guys, like, subscribe on YouTube, please. Let's get up
Yes.
to our 1,000 so we can get monetized on this thing. That'd be awesome. But yeah, let's try and get our 1,000 on subscribers on YouTube. I'd really appreciate that. Other than that, I guess we'll see you guys next week. If there's somebody you guys want us to see, hit up Jeffrey or myself, and we're trying to get some of the champions. We would like to. So far we had a West Coast. We had a. Did we have an East Coast?
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
We
Wall
had
Street.
Hunt.
Yeah, Hunt.
Yeah.
He one of the Tennessee
David Hunt.
based racers. Yeah, and
Yes.
then now
Yeah.
we got a Canada, and now we need a guy from the Tejas. Got to get one of those guys to step up.
Have you guys
Yeah.
tried Gene?
Who?
Have you guys tried Gene Fay?
Jimbo?
Yeah, Jimbo. Yeah, Jive. He'll come on if I ask him.
There
So,
you go.
yeah.
Press that little. Yeah, press him. Press him.
We might have him on sooner than later, just because him becoming a judge now.
Yeah.
So
that kid's super talented. That kid behind you get that kid behind Top Dog, and it's crazy. It's crazy to watch him.
So we might have him come on. Just I mean, in him and Stacy and Danny, you know, try and get some of the people because we definitely like to see the new judges on here.
And he's the 6th-time or 7th-time or 8th-time world champion, right?
He's almost got enough rings for every finger.
he's getting up there, right? And Danny, I think, has got 4 or 5, right? Through Top Dog and base race too, right? So he's no slouch either. Danny, you get him behind it. He's no slouch.
No. So, all right, guys, we are going to be out of here. We'll hope to see you guys again next week on This Week in Car Audio. We want to thank our sponsors again. Badass Sounds by Steve Bass, Stolman Transportation, and E-Box Design and Install. If you guys get an opportunity, please support those who support the things that you guys like to do or like to hear or like to listen to. Let them know that T.W.I.C.A sent you or This Week in Car Audio or whatever you guys do. But just let them know.
Jay is super late. He just drops in and he's like, "Hey guys, Jay, you are all the way late, brother. We're done.
You missed it.
We're done."
I hope he has Spotify. He can listen to it later.
That's right.
Yeah, Jay.
All right, guys. All right, guys. We are out of here. 5:30 California time, the only time that matters. Peace. We out.